Yeah, the white man is the devil, eh? That is who you call Satan. So I'm going to continue to play the video.
It smells of urine everywhere. Skid Row had about 10 toilets, I think, for thousands of people. So it's a pretty bad setup.
So this is, call it the Big Green Machine, and it's a bathroom.
According to the LA Community Action Network, nearly 1,800 unsheltered people in Skid Row share access to just 9 toilets like this one, which means many avoid them altogether and use buckets, which are then emptied into the streets and trash cans.
And that was PTSD, but I didn't know nothing about that.
Willie Van Seals is a Vietnam vet suffering from heroin addiction. One of almost 3,900
A Vietnam vet suffering from heroin addiction. See? This is the scripture, right? This is Sirach chapter Sirach chapter. I know it's somewhere here, boy. Right, chapter 26, verse 28. I read it into my Bible. It says, "There be two things that grieve my heart, and the third make me angry. A man of war that suffereth poverty, and men of understanding that are not set by." And that is in this kingdom. They don't want to separate we from the rest of the world, like when they're trying to include we with this black identity extremists. We supposed to be on our fucking, in this kingdom, we supposed to be on the top of everybody, because beginning with the apostles, we are men of understanding. Nobody not supposed to be coming up to we and disrespecting we and scoffing. Do you understand? We supposed to be the top people, even in this kingdom, but what? The devil over that. Because we are the truth. But in we kingdom, we're going to be set by them. It says, "And one that returneth from righteousness to sin, the Lord prepared such an one for the sword." So, the point is, yes, I like about that. Yeah, the point is, the men of war that suffered poverty, he's a veteran for war, and he living on the streets. See, that is a grievance the righteous man had. Play the video again.
Veterans in LA County.
I'll show you. Yeah. The buckets that we use are urinate, bowel movement. There's nowhere around here to use the bathroom. And that's hard on a person. You know what I mean? Especially you gotta walk around, find somewhere, take a crap. Yeah. Come on now.
The authorities know hygiene is an issue here. The county health department reported that its teams observed feces and urine on 8 of 10 sidewalks during a survey back in 2012. Street washes like this one have been instituted to help stop the spread of disease.
If we don't power wash the streets, we end up with what we had years ago when we had a tuberculosis outbreak or hepatitis outbreak or some kind of disease. It has to be done. It has to be done.
Officer Dion Joseph has been patrolling the streets of Skid Row for close to 2 decades. He says he's seen well-meaning policies to improve health conditions backfire.
Years ago, we had 27 porta potties in Skid Row. My concern was that they would be taken over by the criminal element. And day one, that's exactly what happened. When those bathrooms were here, gangsters were charging the homeless $1 to $5 to use the porta potties for what they were designed for.
While we're with him, Officer Joseph receives a complaint.
I get these people who've pulled up in front of the doorway. I've asked them repeatedly to move. And trying to have a rational conversation with the irrational people, I just don't want to do it.
How are you? I'm sorry to bother you. There's a gentleman here who has a business, and the law says you can't be within 10 feet of his doorway. Can you guys move about 10 feet this way so we can have his space?
He resolves the situation without incident. But the UN report points to data from the LA Times showing that 14,000 homeless people were arrested in LA in 2016, a 31% increase since 2011. The report, in encouraged authorities to shift from a criminal justice response to a human rights-centered response to homelessness.
Homelessness is being criminalized in many ways, and it's as though you sort of keep moving the pieces around the chessboard and suddenly it's going to improve, instead of saying, okay, we actually need to work out how to create places where these people can go.
I agree with the UN. We shouldn't be the tip of the spear. Fix the system, especially in places like Skid Row, where many individuals struggle with dual diagnosis, where they're addicts and mentally ill. We don't want to be the tip of the spear, but we have to be until solutions arise.
According to Victor Hinderleiter of the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority, mental health and addiction are a huge factor contributing to homelessness.
Approximately 30% of people experiencing homelessness self-report that they have a severe mental health disorder. About 30% of people experiencing homelessness self-report that they have a substance use disorder. Homelessness, in and of itself, is a traumatic experience.
Christina Miller, the LA Mayor's senior project manager of homeless strategies, agrees that addressing homelessness is a multi-tiered process, but disagrees that the homeless are being criminalized.
Instead of leading with police, leading with enforcement, we are doing everything we can to lead with services, because we know that police officers are not social workers, and that is not necessarily in their purview, and having an enforcement-heavy response is not ultimately going to get people off the streets.
Activists say they know what will get people off the streets.
The solution is simple. This is what the solution is. This the only thing that ends homelessness is this right here, house keys. And until everybody got them, hey, you got to be good neighbors.